on the same level. And like little things like, okay, in the middle of the film, he can't open up his kana, it's not working out, right? And then Raiden was just like, fuck it, just go home. Knowing that Sub-Zero or whoever, like those assassins could come after him and just kill his family. Like,
he was trying.
Why would he tell him to go home when he knows that people are after him?
Maybe he was trying to like bring out something in him to be like, I can't go home. I can't let you guys down.
But then he really just goes home.
Yeah, I don't know,
He's
man.
like, fuck, reverse psychology doesn't work.
Yeah, maybe.
I just felt like that was fucked up because they were hiding there for a reason. Because it's, Shang Tsung wants to fucking kill them all. And then he's like, oh, this isn't working out. Just go home.
He was being stubborn, dude. He was being like Raphael and Splinter. Maybe, maybe it shows the dynamic of being defiant against your fucking Shidoshi.
Maybe.
Your master. And then you come around because you're stubborn.
He wasn't being defiant. I just felt like he
gave up.
Just wasn't that good of a fighter. Or something. Or wasn't, I don't know.
But that's his whole like spiel, kind of like you see it when
he's the
like,
underdog.
fighting as an MMA fighter. You're like, oh, like he's always giving up. I would say because when he's caught in the crucifix or whatever, he's getting the axe whooped.
Yeah,
and then he taps out with the when he's in the triangle, I think is what he's in, and he taps out. I think that's his character flaw. For him, at least, he always gives up. Just if he would have held on a little bit longer, something he might have been able to get out of it or whatever. But it was pretty deep to me. I didn't think he was going to. But I think that's his character flaw. Like I was saying, I think he quits. If it gets too hard, he quits. And it took for Goro to almost, basically turn the truck into a convertible and almost kill his wife and daughter.
That's what it was.
That's what pushed him over the edge.
Protecting his family.
Yeah, but
yeah, I feel like his character. I guess it showed you, just for the movie's sake, his character is there to show how the kana works, how kind of like just to make it more Hollywood, like a trade-off.
Yeah, and I get what you guys are saying is that in the writing they wanted some way to connect the feud between Bihan and Hanzo Hasashi or whatever, but it just seemed like, well,
it was rushed.
It was rushed and just wasn't as good as what they started with. You know what I mean? You come out at a 10 and then you drop to like a 7.
Can we agree on this, that in the beginning when they were 10 it was really strong and then it dropped down to like 6 or 7, but then when Scorpion came back and it was just Bihan and Hanzo fighting with what's his name there getting his ass beat too, with Cole there getting his ass beat.
Yeah,
so I felt like
they turned the dial up again and you're like, okay, when from the point where Sub-Zero goes back to his family, when Cole is busy like in the other realm or whatever, and Sub-Zero goes back to fuck with his family, and then he comes back to show Cole. He shows Cole like, oh, I have her bracelet or whatever, and he fucking breaks it and shit, and has him sets him up. Cole goes back. From that point, and they're in the gym. It looks like the MMA gym that's all frozen over. Yeah, beautiful set.
It looks dope. Yeah. Live action Frozen, by the way.
Yeah. Beautiful and great choreography there. That fight felt, and they made it last long. You know what I mean? It was going back and forth. You weren't sure who was going to win because they both kind of get fucked up.
Because that was his level stage. That was his setting. Like when you choose your fighter and you want to fight in someone's realm. And he's in, it's Cole's realm. But,
what's something else?
I felt like you said, like it kind of brought it back to life after that. But I'm still kind of like convinced that they had to have the tongue-in-cheek, fucking corny parts in there. I do want to praise Goro. He looks fucking awesome. I thought he was pretty cool.
Very true to what the character is.
Goro is pretty cool.
And very good CGI, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. Way better than the first one. The first one was like practical, right? Or
yeah.
It was like animatronic a little bit.
Yeah. So he looks big and stiff.
Yeah.
Whatever, when you go back and watch it now. But yeah, this new incarnation was very good. Even when Cole like breaks one of his arms and then he snaps it back in place.
Yeah.
Cool details like that. Yeah.
What would you guys rate this one?
Ooh, do you want me to go first?
Sure.
So, when I first seen the advertisement for it, and it was the half face with Scorpion and half Sub-Zero, I thought it was going to be an all origins just about them fighting. And so I like I said, it started off really, really good as like, you know, a 10 for the first 10 minutes. But it did kind of die down for me a little bit, but then it picked back up once they started fighting again. So I'm going to give it like a solid 8, dude.
Okay.
I love the way it's filmed. I love the color palette that they use during the Hanzo fights, because you know,
such beautiful scenery.
Yeah, when they're in the forest, you know, when he's picking up the water buckets, like that whole little scene was very Memoirs of a Geisha feel. You know, it was like a real life. You could have just told me, hey, this is just some two dudes fighting, and not told me they were Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and it would have been a cool movie, you know? But, yeah, solid 8, dude, because I do like the music. The music is really, really awesome. It's it pumps you up. It's nostalgic. I love the character development, the little character development, especially because I'm a fan of the first one. Love the video games. Played the video games as a fucking 12-year-old, 13-year-old. And I'm going to give it an 8, dude. What about you?
I'd have to give it like an 8.5. Right up there. Almost a 9, but, you know, not quite. Like I said, I did have the same type of problems as Wes, but I feel like they just didn't affect me as much. I see his point. Like I said, pretty much I'm the same with him, but with both of you guys. But it just didn't throw me off as much. So I give it an 8.5, a high 8, almost a 9, pretty close up there.
Cool, man. Wesley.
Ron?
I wanted to say this before I forget, but real quick, going back to the intro being probably the best part. My buddy who watched this, or I told him to watch it, and he's kind of familiar with Mortal Kombat, at least the video games. He turns it on, and he was like, I got really confused because I thought, keep in mind, he's Asian. He's like, I turned it on, and I was like, wait a second, is this a foreign film?
Yeah.
And he told me to my face, yeah. So I fast forwarded the intro until I got to the real movie. So he.
What?
Yeah. I could not believe.
That's, you know what? That's very true. That I was trying to put my thumb on that, but it's very like Crouching Tiger in the beginning. Very like, you know, Memoirs of a Geisha, but he fast forward that part.
Yeah, I couldn't believe, because I was like, yo, this is what I love so much, and I didn't even tell him anything.
Are you still friends with this guy?
He works. He's a coworker.
Oh man!
So
you should tell him to watch the film as a film in a whole.
Shout out to Matt. I couldn't believe he fast forwarded that.
Man,
So strange. I'm like, people do that. people watch movies like that?
He didn't watch it.
Oh, and then he tried to say it was a little slow. The beginning was slow. I'm like,
but it's oh man.
I'm like, there's like a slaughter. There's like
a background.
There's and there's like a slaughter within 5 minutes. Like, how faster do you want it?
Jax loses his arms. Well, I mean, that shows you, man. That shows you sometimes people don't really take movies and dissect them, but also really just watch them. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, we watch it because we love the film and the movie, I mean, the game from the beginning. So for us to watch it, it's like a huge thing. But someone just coming into it, you know?
Yeah, as a kind of spectator.
Yeah, he's probably like on a 4 or 5 of interest. We're 10 already of interest. But you know, like someone that doesn't really... Like if I were to show this movie to my mom, like she even talked about it. She's like, what's all this Mortal Kombat? I'm like, you gotta watch it. And she's like, I remember you guys used to play it. So like I want to show her and be, you know, she'll probably think like it's a foreign film too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's supposed to be offsetting like that. What if it was supposed to be a series and that was just the first series, you know?
I mean, yeah. I guess my hope is that they can critique what they did in this one and get better. But with that being said, it's a 6.5 for me on this one.
Whoa. You know what I was thinking we should do is you should start posting your ratings, everybody's individual rating, like the percentage
in the story. That would be cool.
In the story, yeah,
yeah,
that would be pretty cool. Like James gives this a fucking 8.5, you know, and Atlas gives this an 8, and I give this a fucking 6.6, 6.5, you know, something like that. But that would be pretty cool. Especially because that's one of the major key points that we talk about. Like, hey, what do you guys give this?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
the rating system. But yeah,
nice. I'd like that. That'd be cool.
We can give it like mics out of 5 because it's dropped a mic.
Oh yeah,
that'd be cool, right?
Make it like our own thing. Yeah.
So technically, this would be 4 mics.
Or 6 mics and pop filter.
Oh, that's right, yeah. So it'd have to be out of 10. Well, there you go. We're kind of biting the style of the Source because the Source does that too.
Oh.
So maybe it's an homage to them. There you go.
But yeah, 6.5, dude. Shouldn't have thrown away Scorpion like that.
He'll be back. You know what I do want to say is when he came back from hell and he took off his mask.
He kept taking it off to talk.
Yeah, but also when he did the he blew the fire out of his skull head.
The fatality?
Yeah, the fatality. I thought it was really, really awesome. The little detail of his skull overheating and getting like brighter and hotter while he was fucking burning that fool. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was another detail that was like, hey, his face is overheating over here, you know. But that fatality was awesome and worth waiting for. Liu Kane's fatality was pretty cool too.
Oh, with the dragon, yeah.
Yeah, that
was a call back to Annihilation. They did it right this time.
Mm-hmm. And also, that's one of his main fatality moves, right?
The dragon.
Yeah.
Cabal. Cabal was a pretty fun character, and
it reminded me of Deadpool a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you said that he was kind of like a cash grab Deadpool.
Yeah, poor man's Deadpool.
But I like Cabal because he was like smart assy, but I feel like he wasn't camping the tone as much as Kano, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
a bit like
yeah.
He was kind of snobby-ish too. Like he was like a badass, like
he didn't really want to be there.
Yeah, like what the fuck am I doing in this movie?
An inconvenience of him being there.
You woke me up for this shit
to fight.
What's the relation between Cyrax and that other one, Cabal? Are they related or no?
They look the same in the games. They have the same the suits. I can't remember. But Cyrax is like a cyborg, no?
What if they bring him back too?
They bring him out in Annihilation.
What's up with the dude that looks like Thanos? And he has like a big ass fucking like
Thanos.
Yeah, he has like a big ass